So, why use the hammer? Hi, my name is Fallout and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm back with another Monster Hunter weapon guide and we are covering one of my favorites, the hammer. We'll be covering all the following topics today: why players might consider using the hammer, the basics of how the hammer works, all moves and combos, and finally, your TLDR basic combat loop for the hammer. Alright, why should you consider using the hammer? The hammer in Monster Hunter Wilds is a straightforward melee weapon that is extremely good at what it does, which is stunning monsters and knocking them flat on their ass. A great hammer wielder will not only dish out respectable damage, but have the monster flailing around on the ground multiple times over the course of a fight, allowing the entire squad to gang up on it and score free hits repeatedly. There are no complicated mechanics or files like what you might find in a weapon like the Charge Blade or the Switch Axe. Just straight up, big swings, heavy hitting blunt damage, and easy to learn combos. Before getting into every single attack and combo, let's go over the basics of how to use the hammer. And don't worry, this is going to be relatively short, just like how I did it in my bow tutorial, link below if you want to check that out. I'll be using the button inputs for the PlayStation controller, but I'll try to refer to the attacks by name so you can follow along regardless of your input method. With your hammer drawn, hold down L2 to enter focus mode, which I do a lot when wielding the hammer. You can then strafe around and use focus mode to sort of aim your hammer for when you eventually do take swings. You don't need to use focus mode 24/7, but I use it a lot as it really does make aiming where your swings land way easier, at least for me. By pressing either triangle or circle, you can take a swing at your target and each will lead to some basic combos that we'll get to shortly. You can dodge at any point by hitting X, which is fine for repositioning or getting out of the way of an incoming attack. But there's another method you should know too. By pressing and holding down R2, you'll begin charging up an attack. There are 3 levels to this attack, and you can tell what level your hunter is currently at by looking at what color they're currently flashing. Flashing white is charge level 1, flashing yellow is charge level 2, and then finally flashing red is charge level 3. If you release at charge level 1, you'll throw out a charged side blow. If you release at charge level 2, you'll throw out a charged upswing. Quick note, the charged upswing attack can actually be nice if you're trying to hit hovering or flying creatures and you need a touch of vertical reach. By releasing at charge level 3, you'll throw out a charged big bang swing, which connects for good damage. While charging up your swing though, if you hit circle at any time, you'll shoot your slinger at the ground and leap in the direction of wherever you're aiming your left joystick. This is called a charged step, and while it takes a chunk of stamina to perform, it's a great way at either dodging incoming attacks in the fight, or more importantly, closing the gap on a monster while charging up an attack. You should also notice that performing a charged step does not interrupt your charge levels, i.e. you can start charging up, perform a charged step, and now find yourself at charge level 2, and then do another charged step and find yourself at charge level 3. In short, you can potentially close the gap on a monster while winding up a big powerful attack, which is awesome, again, provided you have the stamina. Take note that when you reach charge level 3, instead of releasing R2 to swing, you can instead keep holding R2 and also hold triangle and circle together, and now you'll begin charging up another attack called a Mighty Charge. The Mighty Charge also starts off as white, then quickly changes to yellow and then red. If you release the Mighty Charge when you're glowing red, you'll perform a Mighty Charge Slam and connect multiple times for big damage. Get used to performing the Mighty Charge Slam, by the way, because you will be using that attack a lot. The Mighty Charge Slam, as you can probably imagine, is ideal for situations where a monster is flailing around on the ground like a beached fish and you have a clear shot for hitting them right in the face. Thanks to the charged step, if a monster falls to the ground but you aren't directly next to its head, you can still begin charging up, charge, step, grapple over to their head, and then charge up your Mighty Charge Slam to bash them right in the head. Like other weapons, if you see a monster with glowing red injuries, you can perform a wound breaking combo, which you can begin by pressing R1. You'll actually have to hit the injury with your opening R1 strike. If you miss the injury, you'll be out of luck. Connect with that first hit though, and you'll complete the wound breaking combo through to the end. Before we get into combos, there's one more basic thing I want to mention, which is kind of the same thing for every weapon, but worth bringing up, and that is mounting. Because every hammer wielder's dream is to bonk a monster in the head when it's on the ground as frequently as they can, they first have to get the monster on the ground. Successfully mounting a monster in combat, which you can attempt by leaping off your sacred and performing a flying swing at the monster. You can ride it for a minute and get some free stab wounds to the head, creating a new injury, which you can then completely break by pressing R1, and that will send the monster crashing to the ground. Then, with the beast successfully incapacitated on the ground, you can start freely bashing it in the head. Mission accomplished. In short, use focus mode to be a little bit more accurate when swinging, try to aim for and repeatedly bash the monster in the head, and don't forget about mounting, which will give you a free incapacitation and allow you to continue wailing on the beast in the head. Alright, now that we have a very basic idea of how the hammer is supposed to work, let's go through all the remaining attack options and combos so you know everything you have available at your disposal. By pressing triangle when moving to the side, you'll perform a side smash, followed by a little side step in whatever direction you're holding. By pressing circle, you'll open with a Big Bang 1. Hit circle again for a Big Bang 2, circle again for a Big Bang 3, circle again for a Big Bang 4, and circle again for a Big Bang finisher. Take note that after landing a Big Bang 4, you can instead hold R2, triangle, and circle to complete the combo with a Mighty Charge if you so desire. If you open up with triangle, you'll perform an overhead smash 1. Press triangle again for an overhead smash 2, and then press triangle again for an upswing. Take note that you can hold triangle on that third press if you wish to charge your upswing for a little extra oomph on that final strike. If you look in the top right corner, you'll see that after performing an upswing, you can do an attack called a spinning bludgeon by pressing triangle and circle together. The spinning bludgeon is an attack that hits for multiple times. By not pressing any button at all during the spinning bludgeon, you'll just keep spinning until the attack eventually peters out. If you hit triangle during the attack though, you'll finish the spinning bludgeon early and perform a spinning strong upswing. Usually when performing a spinning bludgeon, I like to maybe hit 4 or 5 times before finishing things off with a spinning strong upswing, but that's just me. Believe it or not, it's now time to go over our TLDR hammer combat loop. There's one really good combo that you can actually loop forever, so why don't we go through that right now. There's more than one way to start off the combo, but we'll start off easy. Open up with your triple triangle combo, aka overhead smash into another overhead smash and then into an upswing. From there, you can hold R2 triangle and circle together to begin charging a Mighty Charge Slam. Get it to where you're flashing red, then release. After you've landed the final blow, hit triangle and circle together to begin your spinning bludgeon attack, and after 4 or 5 hits, hit triangle to finish with a spinning strong upswing. After that, you can start all over from the beginning. Or if you don't want to start from the beginning and leave out the triple triangle combo after you finish your spinning bludgeon and spinning strong upswing, you can just go right back into a Mighty Charge Slam. A great and very easy combo that you can loop forever with good hard-hitting damage. If you're fighting a monster and it gets knocked down to the ground, rather than start with the triple triangle combo, you can open up by holding your charge until max power and then going directly into your Mighty Charge Slam. From there, same thing as what we just went over. Follow up with a spinning bludgeon attack and then finish with a strong upswing. 9 times out of 10, I literally open up combat with either a fully charged R2 swing or a full Mighty Charge Slam and then spinning bludgeon into upswing, rinse, and repeat. The only times I usually deviate from that stupidly simple plan are A, when I'm trying to mount the monster, or B, when I see that the monster has glowing wounds, which I intend on breaking, which I'll do by targeting in focus mode and then mashing an R1 combo until the wound is broken. Try to make sure that no matter what part of the combo you're in, be sure to use focus mode to ensure that you're aiming your attacks at the monster's head as frequently as you can and try to stun that bad boy into submission. Congratulations, you now know how to use the hammer. Now get out there and give a big lizard a concussion. Let me know what other weapons you'd like me to cover down in the comment section, and if you're a fellow bonk wielder, feel free to give additional tips or insights down there as well. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.